What's happening, people? You are through to the Fight Week show. We're just bringing you the recap of UFC 273 that we just witnessed this weekend. Um, what a card! What a card! Uh, yeah, I was supposed to bring you the watch along, but couldn't do it. Went down to the Emirates. My team lost. We lost 2-1 to Brighton, and yeah. Spend a little bit of time in the pub, you know what I mean, kicking it with a lot of my friends, gooners, um, and we were licking our wounds. Um, a lot of people showed love. Big up to everybody that was down there. You know what I mean? I saw Del Boy Guna down there. Del Boy Guna was down there. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, man. He went happy with the result. A lot of us weren't happy with the result, but hey, it was one of those. I came back late, just about made it in for time and watched the card. But yeah, man, so tired from the trip. But I'm here to bring you the recap and my thinking on the fight. And yeah, salute to salute to Diego. Big up to you, Diego, my bro. Hope you're well. Yeah, well, Ateta did just that, man. You know what I mean? Like UFC 273 kind of gave me a little bit of joy and happiness because a lot of good a lot of good fights was on the card. But the football result, the Arsenal result, didn't do it for me, man. You know what I mean? But hey, it's one of those. It's one of those. We we move now. On to UFC 273. Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie. That was a crazy fight. That fight there. Volkanovski, when should we start acknowledging that this guy is probably the greatest featherweight that's passed through the organization, because the way he's putting people away, the way he's making people feel inferior when they're in the cage with him, it's ridiculous. Um, I'm still in awe of the way he performs, the way he made Ortega look, and all of you know how much I rate Ortega. The way this guy made Ortega look, I said the same thing when Holloway made Ortega look like that. Like those two showed how superior they are to someone like Ortega. But then you then look at what he did to Holloway, and you know, when you look at the history books, he's beat Holloway twice. Yeah, a lot of people didn't agree with the second one, and for Holloway one, including myself. But when you go and look at the records and look in the history, he won that fight. Yeah, according to the judges, he won it. So Volkanovski for me is moving into that sort of territory when you start looking at like GOAT status. Like this guy has won 20 fights consecutively. It's ridiculous. It's unheard of, you know. And the people he put away in the process, they're no joke. The people he dealt with in the process, they're no joke at all. So for me, Volkanovski, fantastic performance from him, and you can't knock what he's doing right now. And he's even calling Holloway for the third fight and say, listen, if he's there, then let's do it. He was scheduled for this fight. I was preparing for him. They put Korean Zombie in there, and he just he just dealt with him. First, second, and third, Korean Zombie had no chance, and the sportsmanship from him at the beginning of the fourth, because even the commentators were thinking that fight should have been stopped in the third. At the end of the third, Korean Zombie just about got through it. They started the fourth, and even he was saying, I think he is Diego. I really think he is. I mean, to ask your opponent, are you sure about this? Are you sure you want to do this? This is at the beginning of the fourth. He was asking him, and he was starting to feel bad about what he was about to do to Korean Zombie. And my level of respect for Volkanovski and the way he carried himself in the octagon, the type of champion he is, how hardworking he is, how well-rounded he is. Bro, you can't knock that effort. And when you look at the people in Volkanovski's gym, like his CKB, these are all killers, man. Like straight killers up in that gym, man. They got champions in there, and Eugene Bierman, he keeps pulling it out of the bag. People like Kaikara France just elevating their game, knocking out people like Cody Garbrandt. He's just there with Askarov, who are rate really, really highly. And you know, the people in their gym is just they're doing really, really good things. Yeah, I know Hooker just lost, but look who Hooker lost to, and he dropped down a weight class. And I know that ain't no joke, as everybody's seen. So I'm not really gonna pose that hit Hooker with that with that loss too tough. But yeah, Volkanovski for me, I just have to do a piece on him, and I think for me he's definitely entering that gut discussion, because if he goes the third time and does the same thing to Holloway, and I mean when I say the same thing, I mean win, and maybe even do it in an impressive fashion where he leaves no doubt, because he's left doubts in the first two fights. Where he leaves no doubt, then I might, you know what, I'm gonna start looking at him like that, and that's just me. I think Volkanovski, fantastic champion, carries himself well, um, and is a champion that everybody relates to. So well done to him. On to the co-main event. The co-main event, I think coming into that fight, I actually uh on my picks, I actually called Sterling. I picked Sterling to win the fight. Um, right, we know there are 4 rounds that are clear. The fourth and the fifth to Yan, the second and third to Sterling. The first one is the one that's been debated here, and there's people in the camp um that thinks Aljamain won that first round. There's people in other camps that think Yan won that first round. But when I was watching it live, albeit I was licking my wounds from the Arsenal game against Brighton, but still watching that first round with Aljamain Sterling, I felt like Aljamain, even though he was fighting backwards, even though he was backstepping and Yan was walking him down, I felt he was landing significant strikes, and he was landing them. Yan was just stalking him. He was just walking him down, but not really doing anything, not really looking to land anything. Maybe he landed 2 or 3 strikes, significant strikes, but he just didn't cut it to what Aljo did in the first round, in terms of landing strikes, albeit it was doing it backwards. But you know, I've seen people win world titles moving backwards and knocking someone out. We see Stipe Miocic do it. So it's not above the realm of doing damage, or at least racking up significant strikes to outpoint your opponent. And we know Yan usually starts slow anyways. He usually starts slow. So it wasn't surprising to me that Yan gave that first round away. And I just expected Yan to take away to um to just take off second and third round and just start to dominate the fight. That's what I expected to see, because that's usually what he does. Or at least that's his MO. He didn't do that in this round. Aljamain jumped on him, took him down, got his back, and just body locked him, figure 4, and he dominated him. He was raining on him at one point for good maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Then he got it back and started looking for the submission. You see Yan doing a lot of hand fighting. He did it for the whole round. Couldn't really get off. And then the third round, it was pretty much the same thing. It was pretty much the same thing. Then fourth round, Yan came back into his zone and absolutely dominated that fourth round. Fifth round, Yan did a lot of the same, but I thought Aljamain did a little bit there, um, not to give away the entire round like he did in the fourth. So, but I still give the fifth round to Yan. But it was a close first round because Yan was pushing the pace and it was pushing Aljamain Sterling. It was making him move backwards, but Aljamain Sterling was striking while he was moving backwards. So what do you say to that? Um, so considering the way Aljo won the title in the first place, he put it right this time. He put it right. Dana go to put the belt on the shoulder, and Aljamain said, "Nah, boss, nah, I want you to wrap that thing around my waist. You know what I mean? Do it properly this time, cause I've gone through so much for the last year, hearing a lot of people coming at me for the way that I won the title. So fair play to Aljamain Sterling. He got the job done, and then he got his hands raised properly this time um, by retaining the title. He also called that Dillashaw. He called that Dillashaw. I knew he was going to call out Dillashaw. Seeing Dillashaw first, second row, he knew the call out was going to be there, and you know Sterling defeating Dillishaw's former teammate in Sanhagen. There's a tiny little bit of storyline there, even though we know Dillashaw had to beat Sanhagen to kind of get this spot that he's at right now, where he's in the mix and conversation for title contention. So he sets up for a good fight between those two guys, and I, for one, I'm looking forward to it. Dillashaw is my guy. I like Sterling as well, and yeah, it's going to be interesting how that fight pans out. On to the next fight, we got Chimaev versus Burns. Chimaev versus Burns. What a fight! What a fight between these two. Between these two guys, both of them brought it. You can't knock the heart that Burns brought to this fight. And this is one thing that I've been campaigning for the whole time with Chimaev. Fantastic, fantastic talent. We know the talent is there. We know that he's got something there. But some of the reckless stuff that he was doing coming into this fight, talking about Usman and Easy, he can fight both of them in one night and knock them out and finish them. All that talk that he was doing, I think Burns actually brought people to the way he did this fight, the way he fought this fight. He made people stop and say, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Let me reevaluate where I am with Chimaev. And even though Chimaev still won the fight, and he's going to be way high up in the rankings right now, and rightfully so, the way that he did it. I just thought the way Burns was tagging him. I mean, the first round he dropped Burns. He dropped Burns. The way he dropped Burns, and I saw that look when Burns got dropped by Usman. I saw that look in his face. Then I thought, no, is he going to stay down? Is he just going to allow Chimaev to start raining on him? He didn't. He fought back, got back up, and I thought, oh, Burns is showing some heart here. He's not looking to roll over here. Second round came and he just started throwing bombs. He was connecting, and some of the shots that he connected with Chimaev was ridiculous. And I thought to myself, hold on, Chimaev, where's your head movement? Like, where is your head movement? You can't stand there taking shots like this, because some of the other guys that you're calling out, if they land those same exact shots, you might not get up. But he's got a chin. I definitely give him that, because we've seen Burns knock out people with those sort of shots, man. So Chimaev definitely got a chin, man. And I feel like he's got to go to the drawing board. You could see how pissed off his coaches were at the end of the second round. In his corner when he was getting the team talk, you could just see his coaches weren't happy with him. And you know, rightfully so, because if they came with a game plan and you don't execute that game plan, they're not going to be happy with you. They're not going to be happy with you. They were reining in, you know what I mean? Try and use some of your strengths, you know, your reach, maybe even the wrestling, because he took down Gilbert Burns in the first round, and he just dragged him. He just ragdolled him like Burns was nothing. And that's at that point I was thinking, oh, this could be the beginning of the end for Burns. But fair play to Burns. He did so well that Dana gave him his win money, his show money and his win money, and both of them got fight of the night bonus as well, which means they get 50,000 apiece. Congratulations to both of these guys. And Dana has also said that Chimaev is now going to be fighting Colby Covington. That's going to be a hell of a fight, man. And people, I'm telling you, Chimaev started looking a little bit tired to me in the third, man. He looked a little bit tired. Yeah, he's got gas. The gas is there, but he started looking a little bit tired, man. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you start getting dragged into them deeper waters, into the fourth and the fifth championship rounds, albeit it's not going to be for a title between him and Kobe, but I bet my bottom dollar that's going to be for a 5-round fight. So it's definitely. It's the build up. You guys know I live for build ups, man. You know what I mean? I love storylines. I live for build ups, and the build up in this, Colby can only make it interesting. Colby is going to make it very, very interesting. And Diego's right here. You know, the way everything's going to pan out is going to be very interesting for sure. He also says that Burns had more total strikes and significant strikes, but those two takedowns from Chimaev's were pure class. Yeah, they were, and the way it dragged him, crazy. He also says here, I thought Yan did well, but Sterling had the edge. Yeah, you know, it's just one of those you can't not give Sterling credit. Some people were even talking about the second round for Sterling might have been a 10-8, the way it was raining on him, but I don't think Yan was in any trouble. The hand fighting was legit. He did what he had to do. He did well, and big up to Zach, big up Zach Abasi. Salute to you, my bro. Hope you're well. Let's go to Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. That was a high level fight between those two ladies. A lot of scrambling. Tisha Torres took the first round for me. It was a close decision between both of those guys. Close decision. But Dern definitely needed to be in the win column again, and you couldn't do it better to someone like Tisha Torres and getting a win over her, albeit is a split decision to both of those guys. I mean, both of those ladies, and you could see what it meant to Dern's family. Her husband came into the cage, he was screaming. The brother looked like somebody from favela. I could almost say, he looked like one of them man there from is this Son of God, God of Son? I can't remember the title of that movie, but that movie was bad. It was one of the baddest Brazilian movies that I ever seen. But yeah, Mackenzie Dern. I was arguing with Will what her nationality was, and Will was about to bet me saying she's American. I said, nah, man, she's Brazilian, man. You know what I mean? She rests for the Brazilian flag there. She's Brazilian. Yeah, albeit come through that night there, she turned up in the Brazilian flag. So hey, good win for Mackenzie Dern. What's next for her? She's looking up now. And Tisha Torres, I don't think her stock went down. I thought, she gave a fantastic fight. It was split decision, very, very, very close fight. But the Komuras in the second round and the submission attempts in the third round from Dern, I think that's probably what really edged it. But I thought Tisha Torres really, really defended herself in that fight. I thought she defended herself fantastically well. I see what you say here, Diego. You say Tisha Torres look hot. My kind of lady, can't lie. Pure Brazilian, yeah, man. She's Brazilian for real. But just grew up in exactly, But yeah, she she hasn't made any secret of it, that she reps Brazil. So for me, I thought she did well. I thought she needed to be in the win column regardless of how she got it. She looked for those submissions, and that's her world. That's what she does best. She pulled guard on her. She got that standing Komura. She looked dangerous. She looked dangerous at times. I think she could do better on her striking. She was throwing some wild strikes, man, and that weren't connecting. So I think she could do better on her striking, because for me, if she start looking into the top echelon and fighting people like Thor Groves, coming in striking like that and throwing everything into your striking and missing, you're gonna pay dearly for that. She catch you with a head kicker, uppercut, like Rose knows she's a sniper, sniper. So Rose ain't gonna miss if you're coming in moving like that. So for me, I just think she got to tighten up her striking, but we know the submission is our bread and butter, man. So not gonna knock her too tough for that. Michael Mazdin against Pichel, that's another crazy fight. That fight between both of those, I was calling each fight. This could be the fight of the night. This could be the fight of the night. And that's how fantastic. That fight was, and good win for Mazdin. In the end brought his own wrestling into it, even though Pichel took him down as well. Olympic wrestler at that in Mazdin, but Pichel took him down, and it's crazy. But Mazdin came in the third and dominated in the wrestling, and ultimately took the decision. Zach Abassi says here, Thor Groves is the best female striker in the UFC. I wouldn't disagree with you at all. And that's why we rep Thor Groves over here. You can see it. We love Thor Groves over here. We show our love. But for me, she's probably the best striker in the it's tied between her and Valentina, because Valentina, when she throws, she does not throw anything for free. Everything is for purpose. Valentina, when she strikes you, she's hitting hard and she's hitting with a purpose, man. So I'll say between her and both of them are both of them are sparring partners. They're very, very good friends, and you could tell from the way she strikes that iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? Iron sharpens iron, and that's what she does with Valentina Shevchenko so well. So you could just see it in her game. Ian Gary, he came in, got a decision as well. It's another rising star from Ireland. Connor gave him a shout out. It's another one to watch out for. 11-0 in the UFC right now, and a big up to Ian Harry. Other notable fights, I want to give a big shout out to Olenek. Alexei Olenek. I said he was going to win in the first round against Vandera. He was going to sub him in the first round. And for me, Olenek, man, 60 career MMA wins. Like, who does that? For me, he's in the conversation of, Fedor. When you're talking about Fedor, when you're talking about people like Overeem, Arlovsky, those guys, he is on par. He's on par, maybe even more with those guys. 60 career MMA wins for Alexei Olenek. Big, big shout out. Everybody knows that I love this guy. What he's brought to the sport, what he's brought to MMA is fantastic. He's a fantastic ambassador for MMA, and I just love this guy, man. And you know what? He could retire now right into the sunset. And for me, he is a certified legend in my eyes. Zach says here, Thor Gross is like easy when it comes to precision. I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't disagree with you there. Diego says here, get hit by them, you stay hit. I'm sure. Yeah, Valentina and Thor Gross, they don't throw for free. Whatever they're throwing, they're not throwing it for free. It's for a reason, and it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? They're in the hurt business. They're there to hurt you. And when those two throw, he ain't free, man. Is with bad intentions. Very bad intentions. Big up to Taib. Salute to you, brother. Hope you're well. Big up to everybody watching me live tonight, and everybody that's watching on playback as well. Thank you very much. And all of our new subscribers, big up to you. We're nearly at 400 subscribers. Please, please, please share, like, get us out there. I want to get to 400 subscribers. You know what I mean? By the end of, before the end of this month. Hopefully, we're able to do that. It will mean so much to us. It means so much to the channel. And, you know, we don't take your support for granted. Trust me, I do not take your support for granted. It means so much to me. Some of the other fights on the card, big up to Pennington. Pennington winning that fight there. Malo putting away Mickey Gall. He put a face planted Mickey Gall to the canvas. And yeah, man, big up to Malo. Both of them were in the pocket for that shot there, but he's the one that got through. He's the one that actually got through, and he face planted Mickey Gall. Really, really good win for him. We also got Rodriguez with a win by decision, and we got Julio Haas with a win by decision. So that's our card, and just gonna come through and show you what the bonuses for the cards. Alexei Olinik, for me, fantastic fighter, and he deserved to get performance of the night for the submission. I mean, this guy is dealt out so many submissions throughout his career. 60 wins in MMA. That's not easy. Like, it's no, but I can't remember who's got fighting at the highest level for for organization like UFC and racking up 60 wins in an MMA career is impressive. And the other, we got fight of the night that went to Chimaev and Chimaev and Gilbert Burns Durinho. Salute to those guys. Big up to them. And the other bonus that went out to Alexander Volkanovski. I mean, to me, this guy is starting to get into that GOAT status conversation. You can't do it. You know what I mean? You can't deny him. You just can't deny him. And Diego says, how do you get out of that move? You mean the move here? I mean, the submissions, that Alexis dealt out. How do you get out? Because they call him the ball constrictor. When he grabs you, you ain't going nowhere, bro. And he likes to do it in the first round when the opponent is still dry. So, a lot of the times when I call for first round submission is for a reason, because the opponent is still dry and he likes to catch him dry. So's Paul Craig. Them man, they like to catch man dry. They want to get you in the first round when you're still dry, and that's when they can really cinch you in with less risk of the opponent really getting away. So big up to those guys for their bonuses. And yeah, we into the fight week. We got Vicente Luque. We got Vicente Luque and Belal Muhammad. Belal is my guy. Vicente Luque, my guy. They're both managed by Ali Abdelaziz. You guys know that dominance MMA. You know what I mean? They're all under the stable. And that's why we're showing love to Gilbert Burns as well. They're under that stable right there. So we don't get that broadcast over here. We don't get that broadcast over here. Unless man go look for them type of streams, but we don't get that broadcast over here. Ola, do you think Clarissa Shields has a chance against Savannah Marshall? I think she has every chance. I like her. I think Clarissa. Look, it's the fight game. It's the fight game, and anything can happen. Anything can happen. We just seen Chimaev with Burns. Someone ranking number 11 all the way to number 2, and Chimaev has only been doing MMA 5 years. He ain't been doing it long. So it's one of those, man. But Clarissa Shields, she's a fighter at heart. So you gotta give her a chance. I'll give her a chance. Yeah, I said about the broadcast, we don't get that round here. I'm going to wrap it up now. Big up to everybody that's joined me tonight, all of you that's watching on playback, everybody that shared it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are the best. You guys are the reason, again, why I always turn up around here and do this, man. Anyways, man. On to the next until the next video. Hasta la vista.